Well, CNN has identified what they believe to be the only obstacle that may prevent President Trump from being impeached. Us.
But President Trump has something that Nixon did not have. He has Fox News. He is an army of trolls. He has websites that will defend anything he says or does. And that could very well come into play. They are already coming to his defense.
Oh no, people are using social media to defend the president. I guess you'll have to put Oliver Darcy on the case to get more of us censored.
I think what's really going to be key here, and you talk about Fox News, but it's this right-wing media machine. There's a cluster of websites that are loyal to the president. They are talk radio, and it's going to be interesting to see whether they stick to this pattern of misinformation and peddling lies to their audience to defend the president, or whether that wall breaks. And I think if you see it break and you see them start to part ways with the president, you might see Senate Republicans be a little more comfortable as well turning on the president. That remains to be seen.
Conservatives are the ones spreading lies, he says, and it's up to Oliver Darcy to stop us. Imagine going to college and wanting to be a journalist someday, only to end up working for CNN. That's why when you look into this man's eyes, there's no soul there. Meanwhile, MSNBC is reporting that if you believe Joe Biden used his influence as the vice president to protect his son, as he's on video bragging about, that you're a kook.
The story has been disproven time and time again, but you still have a bunch of, wackos out there who believe this nonsense. How do you convince people that the sky is in fact blue?
Let's not forget this is the same media which claimed before the video surfaced of Joe Biden admitting what he had done, that it was just a conspiracy theory to say what he had done.
President Trump has repeatedly suggested, without evidence, that Joe Biden used his VP position to pressure Ukraine to fire the country's top prosecutor.
It was just a coincidence, they said, that the prosecutor investigating Joe Biden's son got fired. Even Bill Maher, who is sometimes the voice of reason in the Democrat Party, admits that this looks really bad for Biden. And if President Trump did the same thing to protect Donald Trump Jr., it would be all Richard Maddow was talking about.
It's just so, why can't politicians tell their kids, get a job?
It's too swampy.
Get a
too
job.
swampy.
I mean, this kid was paid $600,000 because his name is Biden by a gas company in Ukraine, this super corrupt country that just had a revolution to get rid of corruption. It just looks bad. It does sound like something Don Jr. would do. And if Don Jr. did it, it would be all Rachel Maddow was talking about.
Joe Biden claims he had no idea what his son was doing, and while most liberals are such terrible parents that they probably don't know what their kids do for a living, this newly surfaced photo shows Joe Biden and his son golfing with one of the executives of that Ukrainian gas company. An op-ed published in the Washington Post admits that the Democrats commit to impeachment and then start searching for a valid reason. And now we have this 2014 video of President Obama's press secretary being asked whether or not it was wrong for Joe Biden's son to be taking the job in the first place.
Hunter Biden has now taken a position with the largest oil and gas company, holding company in Ukraine. Is there any concern about at least the appearance of a conflict there? To the vice president.
I would refer you to the vice president's office. I saw those reports. Hunter Biden and other members of the Biden family are obviously private citizens, and where they work is not does not reflect an endorsement by the administration or by the vice president or president. But I would refer you to the vice president's office.
Joe Biden's son is a private citizen. Just don't worry about that at all. You could see how uncomfortable he was just about him taking the job, and this was long before Joe Biden used his position as vice president to protect him. The liberal media is doing their best to protect the identity of the whistleblower, but if you happen to make a funny meme that goes viral that hurts CNN's feelings, expect to get doxxed. I'm sure after 3 years of scandals, most Republicans have abandoned President Trump by now. Oh wait, what's this? Donald Trump's approval rating surpasses Obama's. Even Newsweek magazine admits that President Trump's approval rating is higher than Barack Obama's was 3 years into his presidency. Meanwhile, MSNBC's Nicole Wallace, who pretends to be a Republican, is hoping that Mitt Romney, who also pretends to be a Republican, will convince Republicans to stop supporting the president.
So if independent voters, swing voters, the kind of voters that have fled Donald Trump since his elections, the ones that gave Democrats their big wins in the 2018 midterms, if they see Mitt Romney saying the same thing as Nancy Pelosi, they're a whole lot more likely to believe it.
Well, you keep your hopes up, because I can't think of anybody who would believe anything that Willard, Mitt Romney's real name, would believe about anything. And speaking of rhinos, the Mino, the Muslim in name only, Rashida Tlaib, is trying to cash in on the controversy by selling Impeach the MFer t-shirts. As someone who's kind of in the t-shirt business myself and has an eye for a catchy design, I gotta say you should probably take this one back to the drawing board. If you're looking for some quality designs, however, to show your support for the president and meet like-minded people, I recommend heading over to my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below and order yourself a I Love Global Warming shirt, a Trump White House shirt, or an Abraham Lincoln Trump shirt, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. And your purchase helps keep this channel going. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.